Stop planning, start taking action. This is your sign. If you've been planning to do something, it's time to take that first step. It's time to actually jump in. You might have tons of uncertainty about what you're doing, but you need to jump in head first. You can plan all you want, but that is not going to ever erase all of the uncertainty that comes with doing something that you've never done before. So for me, my tendency is to overplan. I spend all of my time planning my actions instead of actually taking the action. And this is a really big problem because 20 hours of action or 20 hours of thinking about acting is not as valuable as 20 hours of actually acting. I've been thinking about this a lot, especially within my YouTube channel. It's been like a week and a half since I uploaded, and that's because I've been planning out all of my videos, which is great. It's great to put a lot of hard work into what you're doing, but it really prohibited me from taking action. And it's because I'm such a perfectionist that I love to just plan everything out and have everything perfect in my mind, except that leads to so many things that don't exist. Something imperfect that exists is way better than something perfect that only exists in your mind. So this is your sign to create something, make something, and let it be imperfect. Let it be bad, but let it exist, because you don't get to greatness by just thinking about things that would be good, or you can have $1 million business idea. The amount of money that business is worth, it's worth $0 unless you actually make something. People think that ideas are worth something, but they're honestly not. It's all about execution. You can have the next $1 million idea, but that doesn't matter if no action is taken on it. I definitely struggle with perfectionism so much. Right now, I just started a Substack where I'm writing articles and essays. And for some reason, I think I need to be one of the greats and know all of the answers to everything and be like 100% confident that my writing is amazing and I'm saying the right things in the right way for me to hit post on one of my essays. But if I'm waiting for that moment, it's never going to come. You need to be okay with putting yourself out there and putting yourself out there imperfectly, which is right what I'm doing right now with my YouTube. I'm speaking. I don't know exactly what's going to come out of my mouth. I don't know exactly. This is not going to be perfect. It's not, but that's okay. And it's way better than what I was planning in my mind, because what I was planning doesn't exist. This exists. And this is able to actually go out and be a real thing, a real video, versus just the plan in my mind. So if you're a person that spends all of their time planning things, I totally relate to you, but you can't plan for everything. You can't possibly know what obstacles you're going to run into, you can't know any of that. So the best way to learn, the best way to find out what you love, find out what you like, how to get better at things, is to actually take action on those things, which is really, really hard. Honestly, it's a lot more fun to plan. It's a lot easier to plan. It's a lot easier to make a to-do list than it is to actually do the things on the to-do list. I love making lists. I'm like, hey, this is what you're gonna do tomorrow. Making the list is a lot easier. It's a lot more fun than actually following through on that and taking action. I have had make a YouTube video on my to-do list for the past week and a half. Have I done that? No. And what I was planning to make a video on was something completely different than what I'm talking about right now. And why I'm talking about taking action versus planning to take the action is because that's currently what's driving me crazy in my own life. I'm just such a planner. I don't actually carry out the plan. And plans are great, but things are never going to go to plan. So sometimes they're useless. I mean, it's great to have an A plan idea of what you want. But most likely things aren't going to go to plan because life is full of uncertainty, and life is just about dealing with that uncertainty. And so you really just have to jump straight in, jump in the deep end. So yeah, this is your sign to literally take the smallest action towards that plan, or ditch the plan altogether. Just jump straight in. I did not create a script for this video. I was like, all right, that was stopping me from filming this. I was like, okay, that's a great idea for a video. Let me talk about that. Let me create a 5 steps to overcoming your planning paralysis. Let me plan it all out. If I had followed through with that, honestly, this video wouldn't exist. And it's better that something exists imperfectly than doesn't exist at all. And that is really what I'm trying to drill in my head. It's very difficult to be a perfectionist and actually put work out there, because the work that I'm putting out doesn't exist to this perfection that I've created in my mind. Like when you're an artist, but you don't really have the technical skills yet, you have this taste that's really high up, but your abilities aren't able to match that yet. So it's very difficult to take action because you know you're not where you want to be. Like for writing, I'm like, okay, I know what good writing is, but I'm not quite there yet. I don't love what I'm doing, but if I don't actually practice the thing, then I'm not actually getting better. I'm expecting perfection from myself as a beginner, which is completely ridiculous. And in order to be great at anything, you have to take action. And taking action, you might suck at first. You might completely suck. And it's not fun to suck, and it's not fun to be bad at things, but it has to exist imperfectly before it can be any good. It has to just exist first, and you have to take action. And yeah, that's really, really what I'm learning and drilling into my head right now. So I hope that inspires you. Please just take any sort of action. It can be completely imperfect. If you want to be good at art, make an ugly drawing. Make ugly drawings. If you want to be a writer, write badly. Just do anything, do it badly, and be like, okay, it can be bad first. It just has to exist first. And then you can get better at it and reiterate and learn from your failings and all of the above. But first, the first step is for it to exist. And so you should go create. This is your sign to go create something, make something, and let it be bad and not up to your standards, but let it exist. Thank you so much for all the support on my channel so far. I feel like people are being so sweet. So this is just my little thank you. I really appreciate all the sweet comments. I literally get such a dopamine hit from people commenting because it sends me an email, and I literally am refreshing my email and I'm like, oh my god, a sweet comment. That's so nice. And I keep refreshing my YouTube studio to see my new subscribers. So if you enjoyed this, please go watch another video and subscribe to this channel. Also, if you want me to talk about anything specific, let me know. But I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know if it was, and go create something.